Hello. Look what we got here. Okay. Ten of Cups. Ooh. An Ace of Cups. Somebody could be moving forward towards fulfilling, maybe filling, because dinner was extra filling. Anyway, an Ace of Swords. Fulfilling. Emotional in the beginning. Okay. You're getting to a greater sense of truth, clarity, and somebody could be recognizing toxic or unhealthy dynamics and recognizing what it is they're wanting to dedicate themselves to. Okay. Right. Somebody could be feeling like they're taking a little more time to pay attention to what they feel is important within their personal expression. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to do a quick reading. Whoops. Hangovers could be relevant. I was MIA yesterday because of some stuff, but Friday was fun. Anyway, we got the Judgment and the Chariot. Look at that. So true alignment could be coming in. Somebody could be feeling like they're liberating themselves, balancing themselves, and getting on their desired path. Okay. We got 2, 2, and 4 right here. So somebody could be adding things together, but kind of moving forward towards what they had considered a situation they could have been blocked from, or there could have been some type of crossroads going on, and somebody could be feeling like they're getting to a more celebratory position with when it comes to the environment, the relationships, their home life, and interaction with the community. All right, we got Justice right here. Yeah, somebody could have been really kind of feeling like they were focused on the difficulty previously, and at this point they could be having a greater sense of truth and clarity when it comes to what they're planning towards more intentionally at this time. Yeah, somebody's no longer wanting to open themselves up to undesired offers or situations, and they're moving into a new chapter with a greater sense of balance and ease. Okay, feeling like they're truly ready, balancing, like I said, both sides of themselves. These two cards right here have the black and white going on right here, so there could be this recognition, instead of kind of looking at either aspect of yourself in a negative way. You could be knowing when you're needing to utilize the different halves or sides of yourself, okay, and feeling much more liberated. All right, we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Tower. Somebody could be really stabilizing themselves, feeling much more inspired and ready to move forward towards major changes and shifts, okay? And they could be getting more grounded and stable within, major life changes. Right, and this could be you. I know I was going back and forth with the they and whoever. But, so yeah, somebody could be feeling, I did it again. We got the King of Swords and the King of Cups. So, you, right? Okay. Could be feeling confident with, the balance that's being formed within your mental and emotional awareness, and you could be getting to a greater sense of ease, being able to really integrate and meditate, okay? Feeling that you're able to kind of like soar free instead of restraining or restricting yourself. There could be a lot of animals involved in some type of way, but somebody could be getting to a greater depth within their emotions and a greater sense of wisdom within their intuitive or mental awareness. And somebody could be ready to follow their heart, facing their fears, knowing what it is that they recognize as important within them instead of focusing on outside factors. Look, we got the Ace of Cups again right here in the World. So you could be ready to really be vulnerable, open your heart, and, take the true position where you're meant to be, feeling protected and guided, closing out certain cycles, and situations and opening yourself up to a new beginning. When I was like sun gazing earlier today, and it was interesting because I saw this shape in the center of like, you know, the light that was being, you know, shown to me at the time and stuff. So somebody could be recognizing the patterns in their life and, you know, having a greater sense of importance with where it is that they're needing to place themselves within a situation. All right. You could be looking forward towards a greater sense of celebration within the partnerships and relationships that you're opening yourself up to, feeling that you have a true wish come true, attaining what it is that you've been desiring of or feeling you were lacking within. And you could be, you know, taking some type of swift action when it comes to, you know, what you're feeling inspired by and what it is that you're desiring to act upon, okay, or are guided towards. Okay. Yeah, there's been a lot of work done in a situation, and it could be something that's like not necessarily you know, on the surface in a certain way, but there could be an awareness that you have, you know, shifted and grown and matured within in a lot of different ways. And you could be ready to, you know, receive what it is that you've been working towards. Okay. Yeah, look at, we got the anticipation right here. So you could be, you know, having known the shifts and the changes that have gone on within you, you could be recognizing, you know, what it is that you're ready to open yourself up to at this time and what you're actively trying to manifest. Okay. You'll be getting into the rhythm and the flow much more intentionally. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We got the Page of Wands and the King of Wands. You could be feeling much more prepared to take action in a way. You could have been learning what you needed to, you know, kind of integrating this knowledge prior to taking action, but you could be feeling like you're much more prepared to move forward towards what it is that you've envisioned. All right. And you could be ready to, you know, free fall or take a leap of faith into a situation that you know is a new beginning, releasing yourself from anxiety and closing out cycles of negativity. Wow. As you walk away from what you know is not in alignment with, you know, what you're trying to bring into your life, and, you know, moving forward towards what you've been restricting yourself from. All right. Let me see. What else do I need to know? Yeah, yep. Somebody could have really learned and feel like you've had major epiphanies. You could have been paying more attention to what it is that you're curious of and feeling that you've gotten the education needed, that you could integrate this truth and this awareness, getting to a more comfortable state of mind instead of focusing on the negativity. You could be, you know, having this new clarity bring you a greater sense of relaxation and rest. Okay. You could have been going through a lot of different difficulty and battles, but as you look at things from a different perspective, you could be seeing how this was helping for you to align with your higher self in a more intentional way. And you could be seeing that your path is becoming straight. Okay. And you could have spent a lot of time focused on the pain and the hardship, but at this point you're getting to a greater sense of cooperation within your environment and with others around you, that you could kind of recognize the growth in a way that is creating a stability within you and a greater sense of honor and loyalty, feeling much more at ease with, you know, where you're finding yourself or leading yourself, instead of just focusing on the difficulty that you'd gone through. Okay. You could be ready to receive the same type of energy that you've been giving out. Okay. And you could be feeling that this is something that could be helping for you to create a solid foundation knowing what it is that you're needing to release yourself from and what you're wanting to hold on to. And we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. How cute. So yeah, you could be creating a balance within your yourself, all right, and feeling much more kind of cut and dry with your desired emotional expression, feeling much more at ease, and let me see, like you know, allowing yourself to immerse yourself within your emotions in a way that you possibly could have been restraining yourself from previously. Okay, it's like you could be feeling that you have the truth that you're needing to in order to feel truly secure. Okay, and you could be seeing how you could have been previously kind of keeping your emotions to the side, and now you're getting to a position where they are kind of front and center, and you could feel like as you're moving forward in this way, you're, you know, getting to a much more elevated position, and kind of treating yourself as you know that you're meant to be treated, opening yourself up to receiving this much more easily instead of resisting. Okay, yeah, you have a greater sense of worth within yourself, and you know what's important within, you know, your relationship and your home. Okay, you have a strength and a courage when it comes to toxic and unhealthy dynamics, recognizing what is illusionary and what is truly bringing you a greater sense of inspiration. Okay, so the healing that you could have been doing has gotten you to a more innocent and joyful state of mind instead of focusing on the ways things could go wrong. Okay, yay! Look at the Empress. You could be ready to receive what you know is meant for you, and to create more intentionally, knowing that you're moving forward towards a positive outcome, and that you have the skill and the ability to move forward in a way that you can express your, excuse me, loving energy in a way. Look at, there's that sign again right there. Look at the little thing, can you see? Anyway, you're expressing yourself in a loving way within yourself and within partnerships. Okay, so that's cute. Let me see. Yeah, you could definitely be moving forward with that desired expression, feeling confident within yourself, and ready to really create the life that you're desiring of, asserting yourself and, you know, willing this into your reality. All right, all right. I'm just going to do this one really quick. There could be some type of slow connection. You're, you know, trying to make sure that you are, you know, navigating in a way where you are, you know, focused with, you know, on what it is that you're really wanting to create, instead of, you know, situations that are, you know, center focused or unaligned. Okay. Like, not just like center focused, but like greedily, if that's a word. Yeah, you could be recognizing, you know, what you feel is bringing your energy down or making you feel ill in whatever way, and what you're feeling truly inspired by. Okay, so what could be draining you or taking away, and you could be creating a balance within yourself, and knowing what action you're meant to take in order to keep in this alignment. Okay, you could have your spiritual rank, you know, either going up, or you could be recognizing the position, you know, of what it is that you are able to put out there, like what your worth and your ability is, and you could be getting to a greater sense of contentment and gratitude within the realizations you've made. All right. And you could be also paying attention, I don't know, to the red flags that are, you know, really kind of taking away from your positive expression. Okay. You're moving forward more towards what it is that you know is truly enticing or alluring. All right. And let's find out a little more. What do we need to know? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, this one's... Okay, here we go. Keep these in order. So yeah, you could be, really ready to express your gratitude in certain ways and focus more on your happiness, okay? Yeah, you're recognizing what it is that you are truly attracted to instead of focusing on the negativity or the chaos magic that others could be putting onto you. And you can be moving forward more optimistically and adventurously, feeling liberated from other people's intent to harm or lustful ways and behaviors. And you can be moving forward towards, a desired union instead of being held back by the unnecessary, not unnecessary. Oh, I wasn't going to say that. I guess there's that too. But like right here, we even have the candle in this picture and the candle right here too. So he's holding the candle and then this one. So you could be, recognizing other people's control tactics and unhealthy and toxic, ritualistic behavior possibly. And you could be recognizing, what you are considering a warning or dangerous that is taking you away from your desired position, and having a greater sense of gratitude within possibly even your own honesty with yourself, okay? Feeling like you can move forward much more independently and, help others, assisting others, and being much more innovative, okay? You could be recognizing what had been fraudulent agreements or contracts and commitments, and you could be taking the authority in a way that you're really moving forward towards what it is that you're attracted to instead of what had been forced upon you or falsified. Take it. I'll take it. Take it. There's a lot right here, but okay. Here we. Uh-oh. Dropping some. Okay. Let's see. Put that on. Yep. Already did it. Anyway. So you could be kind of recognizing what illusionary dynamics had been creating guilt, remorse, or regret within you. Okay, and at this point you're focused more on your unconditional loving expression, okay? You can be recognizing that you're not wanting to attach to others based on superficial outlook or focus, and you are, determined to open yourself up with what your true emotion and intuitive awarenesses are. Okay, you could be looking at a situation from a larger perspective and, kind of seeing things in, the bigger picture instead of focus on like minute details that you could have been feeling were important previously. Okay, so you could be moving forward in a way that's not focused on... What was that? Uh-oh, is a cat? Peter, is a cat in here? Sorry, my dog just freaked out. He's like, what? Anyway, so you could be moving forward in a way where you're a lot more fearless, okay? You'd be feeling more confident within your own independent action and, moving silently instead of feeling that you need to express or put your actions on display. You'd be getting to a greater sense of balance within your truth and in the authority that you have within your life. Okay, you are recognizing that certain insecurities that you could have been focused on were, you were kind of lying to yourself in certain ways, or being dishonest with what you found to be important. Okay, and you could be getting ready to be much more bold, taking action towards new beginnings. Okay, you could be recognizing how there were certain unhealthy or toxic influences by others that were creating harm and confusion or anxiety, right? And at this point, you are getting to a greater sense of peace and harmony and calm with how it is that you're wanting to present yourself. Okay, and you could be shocked with the portal or threshold that you are leading yourself through. Okay, it's going to be leading you. Oh, how cute! It's going to be leading you towards a true, fortune and abundance, and where you could be receiving a true gift in your life. Okay, you could be doing the energy work for not only yourself but for previous and future generations. And you could be moving forward into relationships with a greater sense of innocence, sweetness, compassion, and feeling that you're moving forward towards relationships where you can have a true ally or confidant instead of people who were falsifying themselves, trying to put on negative, projections, or you could have even been dealing with like narcissistic tendencies. Okay, so at this point you are feeling like you're really wanting to get to work with what you know is important, and are no longer holding yourself back based on what other people are trying to put upon you. Oops. And the reason why I was asking if my cat was in here, because I thought he got outside, so I'm kind of happy if he's in here, but at the same time, my dog's all sketchy with him. Anyway, so that could be relevant. But yeah, so at this point, you could be wanting to be more prudent and practical with what you know to be important. And in a situation where you could have felt that you're being left behind or, rejected, you can be moving forward in a way where you're ready to be more vulnerable and express or expose yourself, feeling much more grounded. Okay, and you could have done a lot of work recognizing that you're surrounded by, as you've done the work to elevate, you could be recognizing the spirit guides that you have and are surrounded by, recognizing you're no longer having to play games. Okay. And you could be recognizing how certain games you had been partaking in had been leaving you feeling lack, or leaving you within a struggle or scarcity mind frame. And at this point, you could be feeling like you are a true role model for others when it comes to following your intuition. And look at that. You could have a spy. You could have a spy. I was going to say high spiritual rank within the collective. So whatever, take what resonates. But let's see, could be opening yourself up in a way where you're expressing your emotional truth and your intuitive awarenesses in a way that you are knowing that you're protected from mind games and are, really connected with source at this time. Okay. All right. You could be, it says siblings, brother, sister, and then witchy sister. So you could be kind of recognizing certain bonds that you are forming that also have a spiritual connection, or could be creating major change energetically. All right. And you could be feeling that you are much more confident, no longer having to rely upon, substance or, you know, let me see, influential third-party dynamics. You could be seeing what is false or disingenuous, and you could be getting to a position where you're averting those situations, moving forward towards a greater sense of healing within yourself. Okay, yeah, look at gains. All right, so you could be, you know, kind of noticing the difference of what it is that you're moving yourself forward towards. Okay, and you could be seeing who had been trying to block or hinder the true connections that you're meant to be having, that were creating a greater sense of dis-ease within you. All right, and we got a spy right here. There could be online, you'd be, you know, recognizing who is paying attention to you, and who could be trying to set you up for a more negative outcome in your life. Okay. All right. And you could be getting to a much more fertile position with what it is that you're, you know, wanting to form and create, recognizing who had been trying to take away from you, and gaining the knowledge of other people's lies or gossip, seeing how they could have been connected with, you know, negative bonds or toxic or karmic behaviors. And at this point, you're ready for a much more friendly, helpful, and reliable type of relationship dynamic, where you can be feeling inspired instead of bound or having situations be corrupted. Okay, so you could be really elevating above third-party situations and fear, instability, unhinged and crazy outlooks with emotional manipulation, and or situations with emotional manipulation, and you could be recognizing what it is that you're needing to adjust, change, or adapt within your life. All right. I said I was going to do a short one, so 27 minutes. That's okay, right? Excuse me. Let me just see what wants to go. Excuse me. Ooh, you're getting support. You'll be recognizing the support that you're receiving, and kind of having a greater sense of appreciation for this. Okay. We have a rite of passage and to the beach. So you could be, you know, definitely recognizing that you're going through certain situations that were needed or necessary, but you could be getting the support that you need to open yourself up emotionally and get into a more relaxed state of mind or mind frame. And you could be seeing the bigger picture when it comes to your creative ventures. Okay, could be children involved or future generations. Whoopsie. And oh, you could be moving through, and we have got young and new, so you could be looking at things in a much more innocent and joyful way, much more healed. Okay. And you could be walking through the threshold, or, you know, a portal into a new situation. Okay, there could have been a lot of hard work that you've been, you know, taking action with, and you could be getting to a position where you're dominating with what it is that you do, and moving triumphantly. Okay, recognizing that you've had your spirit guides with you while going through this transformation. You're gaining the wisdom that has helped for you to really be a heavyweight, possibly spiritually, or, you know, with whatever it is that you do. And you could be, you know, really ready to receive the gains. Okay, we have love is everywhere. You can be focused more on love than the loss of previous situations. Whoa. These cards. Okay. And you can be taking action in a leadership way. Okay. And we got a magical woman right here. You can be recognizing take it how it resonates, I guess. But you could be recognizing, you know, the ability and, yeah, the ability that you have or someone has, in a way that is, you know, no longer questionable. Okay. And someone, oh, look at, we got, there's definitely a woman involved because we got divine, feminine, and the woman card right there. So somebody could be getting to a greater sense of remembrance. I was going to say resemblance, but anyway, that too. Remembrance within a partnership, within a divine feminine, or it could be that somebody's getting more aligned with their own divine feminine. Hey, Erica, hope you're doing good. Let me see. So we got an air sign. All right. Somebody could be, you know, also ready for some type of communication. They're, you know, hoping for some type of merciful connectivity. You know, somebody could be feeling that they could be unsure of what type of interaction they will be receiving once they move forward, but they could be recognizing the true connection that is going on in a situation. Okay, last little bit. Yes, okay. And these cards like all just want to fall out of my hands. One more. This is ridiculous. Okay, that one. Look at all, they're all crazy. Not doing that. I'll take these. Okay, that's it. And now I go. All right. Somebody could be really tuning in to the frequency of love. Okay, they've recognized they needed to search inside to get to the hope that they're desiring of, and ground themselves in the way that they need to. Okay, but at this point, somebody could be also elevating and focus more on their desires, no longer wanting to negotiate in different ways, and they could be, you know, recognizing that they could have needed some type of assistance when it comes to, you know, symbolic dynamics, okay? And somebody could be ready to express their truth. Let me see, are all these backwards? There we go. Somebody could be ready to socialize in a way that is much more healed, okay? Instead of focusing on the conflict, somebody could be getting to, you know, comfortable with a more natural state of being. We got the letters E, F, G, and H, and the number 2. All right. Somebody could be illuminated of, you know, the free and clear path that they have in front of them. They could be ready to take action moving forward towards this. And they could be, you know, coming to the understanding that God is love, and feeling that they can take much more, a greater sense of like more intelligent or smart action in comparison to, you know, how they've been focused previously, or their outlook that they'd had previously. Okay, I said no more already. I was just trying to get a couple. Here we go. Whoop. All right. And what's this one? Oh, yeah. Somebody could be focused more on familial dynamics instead of competition or debates. And they're, you know, less inclined to be oppositional with, you know, focusing on falsities, and they're, you know, moving forward, closing out certain cycles, and feeling like they are being able to tune in to a more lucky outlook and perception. Okay, they could be releasing and grounding themselves, releasing negativity, grounding, transmuting, recognizing the strength that they have within them. And we have, yeah, somebody could be getting to a much more lucky and abundant position for themselves, closing out cycles and initiating towards new beginnings. Somebody's looking up at things. We got look up at the clouds and sun gazing. So somebody could be really taking time to really take their environment in and look at things from a broader perspective instead of focusing on the negative. All right, somebody's recognizing the difference between their opinion and their intuition, and they could be receiving what they need to as they spend time outside and go into nature. We have a star and moon bath, and there's a full moon tonight, so that could be relevant. You might need to get outside. It says the time is now. But yeah, somebody could have been looking at things in a way that was negative, and now they have a more balanced and equal perspective. They could be no longer wanting to isolate and being more generous and altruistic within something that they're wanting to unify with, and they feel is home sweet home. Okay, so somebody could have been definitely needing to navigate through their own awareness, but they're getting to a much more comfortable state of mind and entering into the desired frequency in order to have this, reality truly come in. Okay, so somebody could be wanting to share. We got share blessings right here. Okay, somebody could be, focus more on blessings instead of the sadness, and recognizing that they are bringing this into their life. Okay, and aligning more intentionally. Let me see. Yeah, somebody's got new beginnings right here, okay, with friends, and they're drawing this into their now moment, okay, embracing the storm, okay. They could have been feeling stagnant or bored, but at this point they are moving into a new beginning with the choices and the decisions they're making. And let's see, they could be recognizing they've been restricting themselves from their abundance based on heartbreak. Okay, oh look, it says abundance right there again. But they could be definitely moving into a much more elevated and fulfilled position. Okay, moving independently. Okay, and they're recognizing, where they've been focused on their ego and what they feel is a true wish come true. Okay. I gotta fix this desk. Let me pull some cards for you, Erica, and see what's going on. Alright, I'm just gonna do a couple though, because my foot's asleep. I gotta go. So we got the Page of Pentacles. You could be getting to a greater sense of worth. We got recovery right here. Looking at things in a much more healed way and moving forward from possible painful situations. Okay, and recognizing what it is that you're no longer wanting to allow in your life. Okay, let me see. What's the question? Any positive changes? Yeah, you can be recognizing, what you're not wanting to, allow anymore, energetically. Okay, and look at that. We got gain right here, it says. Okay, so you could be getting to a much more confident and comfortable position within yourself and your energy and what it is that you bring into a situation. And 10 of Cups. Cute. Okay. Stability. Look at that. Sounds positive to me. So yeah, you could be moving into a much more fulfilled position within your emotions and ready to kind of openly follow your heart instead of, disregarding what's important and true for you. Okay, what do we need to know for Erica? Well, let's get those right there. At least that one. These? Okay. Like this. Oy, oy, oy. There's certain things that you might be needing to walk away from, okay? But you have a lot of shifts and changes that you could be entering into as you do so, okay? So, let me see. Yeah. You could be needing to walk away from unhealthy and toxic behavior or scenarios, okay? And, as you do, you could be, making major shifts as you move forward towards what it is that you're really wanting to bring in, what you're feeling inspired by. But you could also be having a greater sense of triumph and victory as you do so. So it's not like it could be certain major changes, or, you know, certain things that you could have a hard time initiating towards. But as you do, you could be coming out of the situation in a way that is bringing you a greater sense of fulfillment, because you're closing out cycles of pain and negativity. Okay, don't rush yourself, but know that you're leading yourself into a much more fulfilling environment for yourself and state of mind. Okay, and as you know, you could be moving forward towards what you feel is a true gift in your life, that's initiating towards a newfound or greater sense of stability, as you're really kind of following your heart and what you know is important to you. Okay, let me see. Yeah, we get the star. Okay, so you just maintain your hope and know that you're leading yourself in a way that is, you know, truly inspiring and fulfilling. And what your true emotional expression or desired expression is that you could have been, you know, feeling was something that you're needing to keep on the back burner or something, you know, when you move forward more confidently, you could be aligning with your higher self in a way that is the cat inside? Okay. You know, aligning you with your higher self and straightening, you know, getting your path straight to where it is that you're desiring to be. So there's a need for you to kind of just recognize that you are being prepared, or could be needing to, and really learn like the behind the scenes awarenesses that you're needing to in order to get to a more comfortable state of mind with when it is time for you to take action. But when you prepare yourself, you could be feeling that much more confident with taking the action, having the communication, or moving forward towards you know, what it is that you feel would be fulfilling. My daughter's in here bugging. What do you need, honey? And what you felt could have been, you know, kind of fueling your anxiety previously. You could be recognizing that you're moving to a much more emotionally fulfilling position within yourself and your relationships, as you express yourself in a more loving way instead of holding on to anxious attachments or outlooks. Yeah, we got the Queen of Cups right here and the Knight of Wands. You could be really feeling inspired once you do start moving forward within the partnerships and relationships that you're opening yourself up to as you nurture yourself. And we got 3-3 right here. You could be anticipating much more intentionally, or let me see, like confidently, what it is that you're bringing in instead of focusing on the lack. Okay, what you looking for? And you be recognizing how it is that you're wanting to dedicate yourself to things, illuminating yourself with what you feel fulfilled by, what is healing you. Internally, we had 3-3 and now we had 6-6 right here. So you could be kind of progressing and moving forward into a much more triumphant and successful state of mind. And as you do, you could be closing out the cycles of negativity, recognizing what it is that you've been restricting yourself from and what you'd felt were difficult decisions previously. You could be, you know, wanting to move forward that much more intentionally and swiftly to create the balance that you can foresee and get yourself back on the desired path that you're wanting to be on. Okay? Okay. Hopefully that helped in some type of way, but I'm going to hop off now. Send me a message on my DM thing if you want to. But hopefully it's helped in some type of way. And don't rush yourself. The slow connection thing keeps popping up. So have a good night. Talk to you later.